Right now, as you watch this, you are aging. Not in some vague, poetic way, measurably. Cells are wearing out. Your body is, very slowly, falling apart. And you probably assume you know why. Things get old, machines wear down, bodies do too, right? Except that's not what's happening. Because unlike a machine, your body rebuilds itself constantly. You replace billions of cells every single day. Most of your body is, quite literally, younger than you are. So if you're always rebuilding, why don't you just rebuild yourself forever? Here's the part nobody tells you. Some animals basically do. Aging is not a law of physics. It's not even guaranteed. And the real reason you age is far stranger than wear and tear. You age because, a long time ago, evolution decided you weren't worth keeping. Let me show you what that means. Start with the machinery. Most of your cells can't divide forever. In 1961, biologist Leonard Hayflick discovered that human cells, grown in a dish, stop dividing after about 50 splits. We now call it the Hayflick limit. The reason is sitting at the ends of your DNA. Every chromosome is capped by a stretch called a telomere. Think of the plastic tip on a shoelace. Every time a cell divides, that tip gets a little shorter. When it runs out, the cell can't divide safely anymore. That discovery won a Nobel Prize in 2009. But the cell doesn't just quietly die. It often does something worse. It enters a state called senescence. It stops dividing, but it refuses to leave. Scientists call these zombie cells. They sit in your tissues and leak a stream of inflammatory chemicals into everything around them, slowly poisoning healthy neighbors. And here's the proof that this matters. When scientists engineered mice to flush out their zombie cells, the mice stayed healthier and lived longer. Their own bodies were aging them. Remove the damage, and aging slows down. This kind of damage piles up everywhere. Your DNA, your mitochondria, the proteins in your cells. Scientists have cataloged it into what they call the hallmarks of aging. That's the how of getting old. But it raises a much harder question. If your body is so good at repairing itself, why does it allow this damage to win at all? Because some animals don't let it. Meet the naked mole rat. It's a wrinkly, nearly blind rodent the size of a mouse. A mouse lives about 3 years. The naked mole rat lives over 30 and barely shows aging at all. Its risk of dying basically doesn't go up as it gets older. It almost never gets cancer. By every rule that applies to you, it should be long dead. It's not alone. The Greenland shark can live for roughly 400 years. There are sharks alive today that were born before the United States existed. Bowhead whales pass 200. And then there's a tiny jellyfish called Turritopsis dohrnii, which, when it's injured or starving, can rewind its own body back to an earlier stage of life and start over. Biologists call it the immortal jellyfish. So let's be clear about what this means. Aging is not a rule of the universe. Life is fully capable of not doing it, which leaves us with the real question. Not how you age, but why you, specifically, were built to. And the answer is brutal. Evolution doesn't care if you grow old. It only cares whether you reproduce. Think about what natural selection actually sees. A gene that kills you at 20, before you have kids, gets wiped out because you never pass it on. But a gene that only harms you at 70? Evolution is blind to it. You've already had your children. From natural selection's point of view, your job is done. Biologist William Hamilton showed this mathematically. The power of natural selection fades the older you get. It gets darker. Some genes help you when you're young and hurt you when you're old. And evolution keeps them anyway, because the early benefit is all that counts. The same growth signals that build you up as a teenager can drive cancer decades later. Evolution made that trade gladly. It got you to reproduction. Everything after that was someone else's problem. There's even a name for the whole grim logic, the disposable soma theory. Your body has a limited energy budget. It can spend that energy either on flawless self-repair or on reproduction. And evolution, every single time, spends it on reproduction. You are, in the coldest possible terms, a disposable container built to carry your genes to the next generation. Once they're delivered, the maintenance contract runs out. You don't age because your body fails. You age because your body was never designed to last. It was designed to reproduce and then quietly step aside. Now, scientists still argue about one thing. Is aging just damage piling up because evolution stopped maintaining you? Or is it more like a program? Old growth signals that were never switched off, running long past their purpose, wrecking the body from the inside? The honest answer is probably both. Damage accumulates because evolution left the repair systems half-finished, and old programs keep running because nothing ever told them to stop. Either way, the conclusion is the same. Aging isn't a curse written into matter. It's a side effect of how you were built. And that is exactly why this is the most hopeful thing in the video. Because if aging is biology, not destiny, then biology can be edited. Feed animals less, and many live dramatically longer. A drug called rapamycin extends the lifespan of mice. Clearing out those zombie cells works in the lab. And in 2020, scientists partially reset the age of cells in the eyes of old mice. And the mice could see again, as if their tissue had traveled backwards in time. We are the first species in 4 billion years to look at our own aging and say, maybe this isn't fixed. For 4 billion years, the deal was simple. You grow, you reproduce, you make room for the next generation, and you go. Every creature before you accepted it because none of them had a choice. Your body is still running that ancient program, the one written long before you were born, the one that was never meant to keep you. You can feel it running every birthday, but you are the first generation that gets to read the code, and maybe the first to ask whether it still has to end the way it always has. Before you go, we put a lot of work into these videos, so if this one was worth your time, a quick like genuinely helps us out. And if you don't want to miss the next one, consider subscribing. We'd also love to hear what you think. Leave a comment with your thoughts or an idea for a future video. We try to read every single one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.